Hi, and welcome to the channel. My name is Drew. This is JustAGuyLinux, and this is our fifth in a series on window managers that happen to be in the Debian packages. Today is JWM. Okay, again, this is something that I have not used before, so this will be a new adventure, and let's get started. So I'm going to go over to workspace 1 and simply sudo apt install JWM. I kind of wanted to see what kind of packages were being installed. I guess it's just one. So we're going to go, actually, you know what? Let me go back and look for a second here because I want to see if this has changed over time. So this is 2431. Oh yeah, it's still being worked on. So I wonder if Trixie has got even a different package. Nope. All right, well, that's good information regardless. So let's go ahead and log out. And let's see if it added. Yep, it did. So we're going to go straight into JWM. Okay. Now right out of the gate, if you click on this or if you just left click anywhere on the background, you're going to get the same menu. However, the menu is obviously a default that is kind of irrelevant because we're going to have to create something that has all the applications in. Okay. If you click on terminal, apparently xterm comes up and it gives us a little memory idea here, but I'm sure that's too small for any of you to see. Okay. So let's let me see if I can get a different terminal. Just curious if you have. So if I go to shells, I wonder what happens if I go bash. Ooh, okay. So Tilix in full screen. All right, we can work with that. All right, let's go to cd into etc. I think it's JWM, right? And ls. And so we're going to do is we're going to move that, or copy, should say. So sudo copy system into the home directory. So let's ls. Oh, nope, I want to go to cd and then ls. Okay. And so we've got that system jm rc, and it's in root. So we're going to have to say chmod. Actually, it's sudo ch own, and then drew system. Now let's ls. Okay, so let's also sudo, move system to .jwmrc. All right. Is this a script? Do I have to give it permissions? Let me look. So it's micro.j. No, it's an XML, so we're good. Okay. The very first thing I want to do is make sure that we're not getting xterm. Program icon xterm is, do I just change it where? Let's try this. And then let's quit that. And now when I go over here, can I restart? Terminal? Okay. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Let's make one more change just to make things a little bit easier. So I'm going to go into that JWMRC. And I think what I want to do is just simply copy this. And then let's paste and put in another label, and let's just call this one web and web. And let's call this Firefox. I think that would make things a little bit easier. As long as I have those two things, then I think I'm good to go. Well, I could also, I guess I could add something else too, but if we need to, I'll add Thunar. But let's just see if that will work. And let's go over here for a sec, and then let's restart. And let me close this just to make sure. Oh, web right here. Okay, cool. Now, what I'd like to do, I'm going to hit restore. I did look up a couple things here. And in particular, I found something called xdgmenumaker. xdgmenumaker. Okay. It's a command line tool. But if we're going to be using some of these other things, I mean, we've already used Fluxbox, but VWM, IceWM, JWM, who knows? We might do Blackbox. Who knows? TWM, definitely on the Debian, definitely on Debian repo. So what I'd like to do is use this maybe for a few of these. Okay. Now let's make sure that we address these requirements here. I believe Python 3 is already installed. But I do want to make you aware you may need these 3 packages too. So Python 3 XDG, I just installed that. So let's say install Python 3 XDG. Okay, it's already been installed. The second one would be this Python GI dev. Copy that, and let's install this. And let's get one more. This introspection package. So copy, let's go over here and say install. And that should give us all the dependencies that we need. All right, let's go back over here to this. All right, let's try it. I'm going to go and get it, and let's put it in our downloads. Okay, and git clone this, and cd into xdg menu. And I think all we need to do is make txt2 tags is not installed. Okay. Let's give install, I think txt2 tags. Okay, let's try it again then. Okay. Sudo make install. Okay, it looks like it did it, everything. Now let's go back over to Firefox, and we're going into look and see how we do this on JWM. Okay, it says you can edit your JWMRC and add a line that generates this application. So let's copy the, oh, whoa, hey, let's go back down again then. Copy that, put it in the root menu section, or you can update the menu with this. All right, let's try that first. JWM reload. Oh, no, it can't be. Wait. Okay, okay, so we're just going to add this, and we're going to put this in .jwm. I feel very scattered in this particular video. Root menu, include exec, and let's save that. And now let's go over and let's restart. Okay, well, Looks like success, guys. All right, I wanted to look at something real quick because I think I messed up this icon. There should be an icon right here for web, and I was kind of not thinking very clearly. All right, so if I go back to Genie, let's do that. And let's open the side and then say this. And let's make sure that we're using a Firefox ESR icon. And so let's save that. Let me go ahead and get that out of the way. And let's close. And now if I restart, okay, cool. I got the icon there now. All right. As far as I'm concerned, this is a usable interface. At this point, being able to move from one to another, we can also put in a wallpaper. That should be fairly straightforward. But if you really want to keep things simple, then you could just use it as is. However, we're going to take another couple steps forward. I'd like to see if we can modify the bar down here, since it is built into that XML file, as well as some of the icons. Maybe we could have a couple start applications. But let's start with just getting something simple like a wallpaper going. So what I want to do is, let's first, just so that we're making this easy. Oh man, I can't use my mouse for some reason. Okay, here we go. All right, so what I want to do is I want to copy this, and let's paste this, and let's rename it as the original, so orig, and then just so that we have a working copy that we can refer back to. Let's move over to the active configuration file, and let's open that in Genie. And I'm going to Control F to find where the desktop section is, and say next, and nope, next, and yes, that's where it is. And we're going to use this, which is the current background type is a solid color, and by looking at it at 111, 111, what we're going to do is use Fey. Now you can use nitrogen if you want, and then I need a file, which is going to be in our .config backgrounds directory, and I can't remember exactly. Hold on. So config backgrounds, and let's use Groot PNG. So Groot.png. All right. And obviously we're going to have, this is not a solid, this is a command. So let's save that. And let's go over to second workspace and just restart. And there's our new background, or our wallpaper. Let's go back over to Genie, because I'd like to do a few more changes here, okay? And for example, I'm not a big fan of this blue color up here. So we're going to take a look at that. I don't really like this bold either. So what I want to do is I want to remove the bold, okay? And let's change the font to Deja Vu. Is it like this? And then say 10. I think that's right. I'll have to check. Let's check right now. In fact, let's save that. Let's go over and restart. Okay. That looks right. Okay, let's go with that. Anyway, active foreground. So we've got this blue color, and the foreground is this white, obviously. So let's go ahead and change that too. Now I really like my polybar, so I'm going to use some similar colors here. I'm going to go to my dot files and get my config.ini for polybar, and I'm going to split the windows side by side, and let's look at it this way. Okay, now as far as active is concerned, the background color for my polybar is 242632. So I'm going to copy that and paste that in. And then the foreground is this C5. Copy. And let's do that. And let's just see how that looks for now. By the way, this opacity, I'm just going to change to 1.0 here. Now we might actually do some more stuff. I want it to be consistent. So let me just make sure that the colors change really quickly. And let's save. And let's restart. And let's go back over. And now there is a color here that's different than that blue that was being used. Also, I like the JWM sans. So what I want to do is I'm going to just copy this because I think it's consistent throughout. So what I want to copy this, and let's go into replace, and let's paste that, but let's say JWM sans. Okay, and let's replace it in the document. Okay, so it replaced 4 other occurrences, and that's good. That's what I wanted at least. Okay. Now there are other colors here that you may want to end up being more consistent here as well. But I think what we'll do is we'll move on. Let's move this out of the way, and I want to try a couple things. Actually, you know what? I don't need this for right now, so let me just go back to this, okay, by itself. Now, this is pretty skinny, and the X is pretty small. If you want to make this bigger, and I want to try this, I think all you need to do is put in a height. Put in the height, and let's make it pretty big. Let's make it pretty big so that we can see a definite difference. And let's say save, and let's go back to 2 and then restart. And now you can see it's pretty big, okay? I probably wouldn't want it this big, but let's go with 24. I don't know. Save. And let's restart. And that's decent. You know, you might want to go anywhere between 24, 36, thereabouts. Okay. Let's keep scrolling down to see what we can see. Again, I'm not sure about all these colors. You might want to end up changing some stuff around. However, let's get to key bindings. Here we go. This is now we're talking. So Alt Tab. So I guess I need more than one thing open in order to even test that. So let's open up Thunar, and so it's Alt Tab. So Alt Tab, and I can go between 2 things. That's good. Now, if I want to use the super key in JWM, you put the mask as 4. So we're going to move a couple things around. So we're going to say mask 4 and then close, which we always do is Q. The desktop. So if I want to go to workspace 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's just 4 and then the number. And then let's just go with that for now. So let's save that and let's restart. Okay. And now if I use the super key and tab, I'm going between whatever is open on the stack. Okay. If I go to super 1, or actually 2, see it's represented here, super 3, super 4. Let's go back to super 1 or 1, desktop 1. And if I want to close Thunar, I just say super Q and it is gone. Okay, that's great. Now I want to take a few minutes and look at this bar, and they call it tray in JWM. So we're going to go back up looking for tray. Okay, let's look at tray style in a minute, but tray, here we go. So if I change the height here, let's call it 30, let's make it big, 36, okay? save, and then let's go over and restart. Now it's pretty big here, okay? And that's okay with me because I want to change a few more things. Now what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to pause the video and really kind of like see what we can do. I don't want to do this and waste a bunch of time, but I also want to probably change the tray style at the same time. So give me a few minutes and we'll see what we got. So here's what we currently have. I've been working on changing the XML and doing a couple tests, and I saved it. So let me show you what I have. Now there are going to be some changes, like for example, pager labeled is true, which are these numbers in front of the workspaces. Okay, so I turn them to false, but I don't know if that's something I would keep or not. But let's just go through the process. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and let's go to Thunar. Now I've saved everything in this backup file. So I'm going to rename our current configuration and call it stable. And now let's rename this as JWMRC. And let's go ahead and close that. And so now when I restart, you're going to see a big change. Okay, so including the color. So that was trace style. I need to see what the color for this would be as well. All right, but let's go ahead. You can see I have icons that for the menu, for Thunar, for Tilix, for the browser, Firefox, and for Genie. So let's go into Genie real quick, and let's look at what the tray currently looks like. Sorry. So I've used a couple different locations for icons just so you can see that it can be done. Okay. This user share icons Papyrus dark. That's a very common thing in order to install in Debian. And this would be the start here symbolic SVG. The reason why I'm using SVG is so that if I do change the height, it should scale accordingly. Okay. I also used SVG for in this particular icon. So I was using in my theme colloid teal dark. So I just used the scalable application images to represent Thunar, Tilix, Firefox, and Genie here. Again, if you want to use something consistent throughout, you may end up wanting to use like a user share icon and then Papyrus dark for everything. I was just kind of showing that you could use it, use different ones. As long as this is installed. I mean, that's the thing. You have to make sure colloid teal dark is installed in order for this to work. I also, oh, by the way, it's also here as far as show desktop is concerned. All right. I also changed this launcher to make sure that if you click on it, because I think it was xclock before, and so if I click on it now, it actually opens up Orage. So that's different. Let me quit that. You know, there's one more thing that I want to look at, and that is, I know this is silly, probably too much to think about, but Alt and Alt. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. So I want to change the colors here. Okay, so what I want to do is probably take this color here, copy that, and let's go into pager style active. So the background is this color. So let's see what that looks like. And then let's take that other color. I'm not sure about this. let's go with this just for now, just to see. Copy that. Okay, sorry. I probably should have done this offline too. So foreground would be this. Make sure there's 2 of those out of there and save. And now if I go and then restart, and then maybe I do want to change the pager label back to true. Okay. And you know what I need to do? One more thing. Did I save that? I guess I did. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can deal with that. I guess the last thing I need to talk about is just changing the number of desktops are available to. So all you really have to do is go over down to the widths under this desktops width and just change it to, let's say 8. And let's save that. And let's go over and restart. So now we've got 8 desktops. Okay, and it doesn't show, which is kind of annoying. Maybe there's a way to fix that. I'm not sure exactly how to do that. But if you do, let's say you want to say send to 8, you can easily do that, and you can see that it's available to you on that desktop. Now I'm going to go ahead and close everything, and let's log out. And let's just log back in, because the only thing I really want to do is see what kind of memory usage we're getting. Yeah, it's low comparatively. It's very low. So I think this is a really good window manager, and it can be modified pretty easily by knowing a little bit of XML and taking a little time to do, some work basically. However, the one thing I wish I had covered that I didn't cover is if you want to auto start. But if you'd followed anything in the previous videos in this series, you'll know that there is a way to start things up in like a start file and then exec at the end to put it into JWM. Okay, so this is the way you would have done that. I'm not going to do that at this point, but I think it's pretty straightforward. I will make an effort to have kind of a wrap up video when I'm through all of these things. I will put it on my list of things to do for the wrap-up video. But as you can see, JWM can look pretty good and still be really, really lightweight. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next video as we continue to look at Debian window managers.